Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my 60 card pure Shaddoll deck profile. This is a list that incorporates a lot of traps to stun your opponent, or like I set your opponent's back, as well as a lot of hand traps to combat the very heavy, crazy first turn boards that people are putting out. So this list is something that I've been theorizing with and I've been having a lot of fun with. It's a deck that I take to remote dual locals, just because although there's certainly nothing wrong with playing meta decks such as Adamascipators or Ellic, I find this deck the most enjoyable for me because it's something new, something fresh, and quite frankly I still do really well with this. I've consistently gotten top 4, second place, third place at my local scene, and racking up all those OTS packs so I can do like 100 OTS packs opening for you guys. I'm currently at like 7 or 8, but that's besides the point. The point is that this is something that I would take to locals to experiment with, to mess around with, and although it's not the most competitive deck, I think it's the deck that I have the most fun with, and at the end of the day that's all that really matters. So today we're gonna jump right into this profile, guys. It's gonna be my first deck profile that actually has physical cards. I'm really excited to showcase you guys all of these cards that I got for this deck, and the deck that I've been playing so far. So without further ado, guys, we're gonna jump right in. Alright guys, now we're gonna jump into the deck profile. So for the Shaddoll monster lineup, we're playing triple Wendy, we're then playing triple Hedgehog, and then triple Squamata. So why do we play these cards? Well, specifically because of the fact that each of these cards all search the entire archetype. Squamata being able to dump any Shaddoll card, Hedgehog being able to search any Shaddoll monster, same with Wendy. And because of that reason, you max out on these. They essentially help you get to where you need to be, and their versatility is wonderful. Then for the 2-ofs, you play double Beast, double Falco, double Ariel, 1 Dragon, and then the honorary 1 Clown. So for Beast, the reason why you play Beast is it lets you draw a card, but then be able to set it off when you draw 2, discard 1. It's really nice. The Falco makes it really hard for you to die, and it's a tuner, so it's really nice to make Hockey Fibrax with. It's also has the ability to recur back any of your Shaddoll monsters in the graveyard by setting them. And then you're playing double Ariel. Ariel is really nuts because it can reborn back your banished Shaddoll monsters, but so if they get called by the grave for any reason, etc., you can bring them back, or you banish them with Red Shaddoll, you can bring them back. But then also because it has a triple DD Crow, which is so impactful in the meta. I remember I played against an Ellic player. I resolved Ariel twice against him, and I banished all his Ellic cards, and then he just literally lost the game. He just couldn't grind with me because I'm like, Ariel F, banish 3, and then on his turn, I'd go Ariel F, banish 3 again. So, this card is just, the nuts. Being able to, tutor this any single time when you go Red Shaddoll to bring back Construct is, the nuts. Then you play 1 Dragon, just back row, but it's a flip effect is also relevant, being able to bounce any monster. In the mirror, you can use Dragon to flip your opponent's, Winda or any card that's not the easiest to out. So Shaddoll Dragon is really nice for that. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the Shaddoll count. And then we play the 1 Trick Clown just because it's a light. Send it off Shaddoll Fusion, bring it back, and then make some more plays with it. Alright, now we're gonna go into the hand trap count. We're playing triple Veiler. Because it's a light monster, triple Gamma, and then the 1 Driver, triple Ash, triple Nibiru, double Ghost Ogre, and then double Phantasme. So essentially the idea is you want light hand traps because they synergize really well with Construct, but these are really unique light hand traps because they're light hand traps that summons themselves, so you get a free light monster on the field, which lets you use it for El Shaddoll to make Shaddoll Construct. So that's kind of the main reason with it. For example, if you Shaddoll Fusion them and they try to Ash you, you can then chain Gamma, and then when Gamma resolves, you get a free body on the field, so that lets you make even better plays. So that's really nuts. Same thing with Nibiru. Nibiru also triggers your Shaddoll monsters, so if you Nibiru your own Shaddoll monsters, you can actually get the effects off them. So that's really nuts as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. So Phantasme and then Ghost Ogre. So these are the 2 hand traps that not a lot of people are not playing as much, but Phantasme lets you dig into your deck, and I really like that. And then because you're playing a lot of hand traps, you have a high chance to see them. And then double Ghost Ogre because it's really good in the current metagame in order to hit the opponent's Hockey Fibrax, there's Zexal cards, the Numeron engine. So Ghost Ogre is the newest addition to the deck because I just like being able to interact against the Numeron engine because You actually don't lose to the Numeron deck that hard, even if you don't draw Ogre, because this deck kind of like just sets pass. Like if you look at it, I literally just like set my Shaddoll cards and then set a bunch of traps and pass. So like the Zexal engine doesn't really hurt me as much, but you just want to still have it because it does give them a lot of advantage. The trap count, you play triple Torrential, triple Sinister, triple Solemn Strike, 3 Dino Mishes, double Trap Trick, double Rush. So let's go in order and explain them. So I'm gonna start off with double Shaddoll. So Shaddoll being the fact that like it recurs back to your construct, infinitely loop them, and then the graveyard effect is really insane. So you play this card at 2. I might bump this card to 3, but I wanted to make room for other cards. Double Trap Trick searches a lot of cards in your deck, so Torrential, Sinister, as well as Dino Mishes. It's really nice for that. I'm not playing impermanence because I want hand traps that have like attributes so that you can use them for construct or like your extra deck monsters. That's like the main reason. But anyways, 3 Dino Mishes. Not much to say about this. This card triggers your Shaddoll monster, so it's really powerful. I really like it for that reason. And then you're playing triple Strike. This card is like not a lot of people expect this card, so it's really nuts. So it's like really good at like just offensively and defensively. It's a card that you can play going first or second and have it apply a lot of pressure. So I like Solemn Strike for that reason. Then you're playing triple Sinister Shadow Game. I like Shadow Game a lot. It's basically a Foolish Barrier during the opponent's turn, so it can tutor you out whatever you're missing or need. I really like this card for that. And then also if you control like set Shaddoll monsters, you can actually flip them up off Sinister Shadow Game and then go +2, 3, etc. So Sinister Shadow Game is nuts. So like for example, if you go like let me show you a good cool combo you can do. If you go like Dino Mishes, dump Wendy, banish your opponent's card, Wendy effect sets Squamata, you can flip Shadow Game. Shadow Game flips Squamata, dump like a Falco. Falco effect reset itself, Squamata effect because it got flipped up, pop opponent's monster. So like that's essentially 2 forms of like disruption just off like 3 cards really. Not too bad. So that's like a really cool thing you can do. And then of course the last spicy card of the deck is triple Torrential Tribute. People forget that like Torrential Tribute is like so insane because it destroys all your opponent's monsters and all of yours, but you don't care about your monsters dying because when they all go to the graveyard, they all get their effects off. So like you can like Torrential Tribute your opponent and then it will trigger your effects. So like you actually don't go minus at all. You actually go hella plus off this. So like you can literally like blow your opponents up for 5 and then trigger your Shaddoll monsters, and that's just like game. A cool interaction I had was like I was playing against Ellic. I Torrential Tribute his entire board, and then I sent my Squamata to the graveyard off it, and then I used Squamata effect to send Aerial effect, banish, double Golden Lord and the Conquistador, and then yeah, he just lost the game from there because he wasn't playing the third one because he was playing Invoked Ellic. So that like there's just like a lot of power that you can do with Torrential Tribute, like wiping your opponent's board and then searching off of like the Squamata or etc. is really strong. I mean like Aerial being a triple DD Crow is just like so insane in this format. That's why like it's a really good call to like play this deck if you decide to. And then we have the spells. So this is pretty much it. We have you know, Shaddoll Fusion, L Shaddoll Fusion, triple Avarice. Why Avarice? Well, Avarice recurs a lot of your resources, and you're gonna run through a lot of resources really fast, especially like in the grind game. So I like the part of Avarice to be able to recur your resources for that. Shaddoll Fusion, El Shaddoll, there's not much to say about those cards. Those cards are like literal nuts, just because they do so much for the deck. And then you play the 1-up Foolish Burial just because it tutors out any Shaddoll monster in the entire deck. So really powerful card. But that's pretty much it, guys. We're gonna go into like any Shaddoll deck needs to have El Shaddoll Construct. So we're playing triple Construct. Oh, these are the tokens. You know, Team Sam, Nibiru, Dual Dragon. So we're playing triple Construct. Not much to say. This card is like literal nuts. Not once per turn, so you can keep abusing Construct like it's nothing else. Finally came off to 3, so that's kind of nice. You play double Winda because it comes up a lot where you need the second one. And then 1 App Colonna. You don't need more than 1 App Colonna. Technically, you can play 2. I used to play 2. But I like App Colonna because there's a card in extra that lets you recur App Colonna. And so yeah, I mean, App Colonna is really good card though. Basically being able to like target, negate, as well as, you know, add any card from your deck and discard any card in your hand is really insane. So it's like that extra choice is like what makes this card so insane. So yep, guys, that's pretty much it for the fusion monsters. Then for the Link ones, we play 1 Gravity Controller. It helps you out a lot of really problematic cards in the meta game. So Gravity Controller is really good for that. So like Avermax, BLS Link, like just like so many cards you can out with gravity controller. So it's really good for that. Also it triggers off your Shaddoll card, so like it just has like a lot of synergy. That's why I play it. Then you play and then you play the IP Masquerader for the Link 2, the Hulky Fibrex, the Shaddoll Construct, the Cross Sheep for the Link 2s, and that pretty much wraps it up for the Link 2. So Cross Sheep is nuts in any fusion deck. Being able to reborn is really good. Shaddoll Construct is a card that's like super slept on, but essentially it lets you fusion summon without a fusion spell, and that's like something that like can come up in the deck. But I like make this card a lot, especially even though I don't have fusion spells. It gets you access to a fusion spell. Also, it can recur itself from the graveyard really easily. All you have to do is send one Shaddoll card by effect, not by resolution, and then you can reborn it. So like it becomes a free Link 2 body to make Appaloosa. So it's really insane for that. Hulky Fibrex, because you play Falco. Like there's some line of plays where you can like make Hulky Fibrex, summon the Falco. If you have any other like Shaddoll monster, you can make Shaddoll Construct, and then you can use Shaddoll Construct and Hulky Fibrex into a access code. You can then make access code effect pop, but then you can also use construct effect from the graveyard to bring it back. So like you would have like link arrows like this. So if you have any other extender, you can make Nightmare Unicorn, you know, like shuffle back a card and then draw one. So there's just like really neat. You play IP Masquerena just because it lets you tutor out into a Selene on the opponent's turn, which is really nuts, because then Selene can actually bring back, as you already know, Abcolone. So like there are some line of plays where you can go like Selene effect, bring back Abcolone because it's spellcaster, Abcolone effect, target negate your opponents, and then when you link these two off, you can, and to make access code, you can then trigger Abcolone as chainlink 1, access code chainlink 2, which means that your opponents can't respond to the effect. That means that Abcolone is guaranteed to resolve, and then it helps you OTK because access code talker going to 5300 plus a construct 81. That's 28 plus 53 is 8100, so that's like usually game. Anyways, to like round up the Link 3s, we have essentially these two, Unicorn and Selene. I just wanted some sort of removal that's not destruction, so that's why Unicorn's in there, and it synergizes really well with IP Masquerena. And then Selene being a spellcaster is really nuts. You make this card a lot in the combo. And then for the Link 4s, you play let me put this back. You play one Appaloosa, and then you play the one of access code talker. So essentially Appaloosa is, there's a part of the combo that actually lets you get Appaloosa for 4, and then access code just being a really powerful card is just like it's a no-brainer. You have so many different attributes in your graveyard. So like what I mean by this is like as you climb up to access code, you have a Cross Sheep that's an earth, you have a Hulky Fireback that's a water, you have a Selene that's a light, and then you can make either Unicorn or IP Masquerena, and that's a dark. So like you have so many attributes for access code that like it's just like makes access code even more insane, to be honest. And that's like pretty much it, guys, for like the extra deck. And of course we have the tokens. So these are the tokens that I currently use: Team Sam, Triff, and I, Nibiru, and then the Duo Dragon. And then in terms of the side deck, so for the side deck, I'm playing triple Solemn Judgment, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Lightning Storm. I'm sure you guys like don't need an explanation for this. And then triple Evenly Match, and then triple Super Poly. So let me explain to you guys why I played what I did. First off, Judgment, super underrated right now. I think I like it sided going first because no one expects it in Shaddolls. And being able to like stop any of their valuable cards or like negate the summon is really powerful. So I like Judgment for that reason. Just another form of interruption. You play triple Cosmic Cyclone because you want to respect like the back row decks. So Cosmic Cyclone helps you like do that. So that's like the main reason. Because you don't really have a lot of like good cards in the main deck for the back row, so you want to maximize back row decks, especially in a 60-card deck. You didn't play triple Lightning Storm. Not much to say. There's actually really cool combos that you can do. Like I was under Mystic Mine against Susu from Head to Head Battle. Shout out to Susu, where he actually Mystic Mined me, and I had a Shaddoll Construct on the board. So like a cool interaction that I did with Lightning Storm is I actually did this. I used Reshadoll's effect in the graveyard to banish itself, and then Reshadoll actually has a second effect where when you can actually banish it to book your own monster. So I booked my own construct, and then I lightning stormed him. So like there's just so many like cool plays that you can do with lightning storm, especially in the Shaddoll deck. But like, yeah, you can like use Shaddoll Incarnation to book your own monster, and then like you can lightning storm your opponent. So it's kind of cool. So not much to say about that. Then we're playing triple evenly match. So evenly match is really good. It's a just a way like more cards like blow out the back row mirror or like the back row deck. So you just want to have these cards for that. And these cards are really good for that reason. And then the last card in the side deck is a card that I actually am gonna cut. So this is where I'm gonna ask you guys, like, what cards would you replace for Super Poly? I don't think it's that good right now. It's like okay, but I just like have it in the side because I'm not really sure what to put in. But yeah, Super Poly is an option. I thought about cutting out for like 2 DD Crow and then 1 Ghost Ogre. But yeah, in the meantime, this is what I have. I think honestly, like, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys would play over the Super Poly in the side deck, and then I'll probably test it out at locals in the following week. But like I said, guys, this is pretty much it for the deck. If you guys enjoyed this deck profile, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know any changes you would make, any suggestions you have for me. Like I said, this is a fun experimental build that I take to locals just to like for the sake of playing like a random chaotic deck. And yeah, this is what I have, guys. If you enjoy deck profiles like this and something out of the ordinary, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.